Ooh, oh, okay, we missed the coin flip, but it is Thanos who beats Mason. Who would have
Mesa.
guessed?
No way.
No.
Have you seen the absolute unit this man is? Come
Who?
on, how?
Mesa? I don't even know who
Yeah,
you're talking about. That's the thing.
Mesa. How
That's the
could
crazy
Thanos
thing.
beat Mesa, dude? Come on.
I mean, he just did
Hey, shut up.
Okay, anyways, Laksa My Hum, you guys might not recognize that team name because it is Tembusu, and we are gonna go straight into the game as Tembusu. I believe they pick first pick. I actually didn't catch that, but you know, I'm sure whoever watching the stream saw that. Okay, so they get first pick. I don't even know. Well, we'll figure it out. As we are into game, I keep saying game number one because I'm used to casting like series, right? But every single game in this round robin stage is a best of one, which means these teams are just gonna tease each other a little bit, see what's up, and then come out of this and see who will emerge a champion in a later elimination stage. Of course, it's all subject to change because this is an informal, correct, an informal tournament, right? It's just all about your pride, like and representing the hall that you're from, and you know, some halls, you know, maybe they just have are more attractive to some Dota, better Dota players than others, right? We'll have to see. But RVRC versus Tembusu, I'm expecting a pretty close game here, even though RVRC are, from what I can understand, pretty much the favorites to take this whole thing. Their average MMR is upwards of 5.5k, and obviously, I think we mentioned this beforehand, but RVRC Baba is literally top 400 ranked in Southeast Asia. So yeah, and immediately already we're seeing the respect bands come out. Timbersaw and Night Stalker, the signature heroes of Baba, so not anything surprising there, and a Bane OD band in response.
This is
So
a replay of the last
right,
round.
like
What
you
the
remember
heck?
the yeah, maybe it's just very specific, right? Like maybe RVRC just really don't want to play against OD and Bane.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Yeah,
mean, Lodi is pretty annoying who you play
yeah,
against.
OD
A
is
lot of
just a
control.
piece of shit, honestly.
Yeah, all my homies hate OD.
Am I a homie?
Do you hate OD?
Yeah.
Alright, you a homie.
Hey,
Hey, hey,
easy.
you made it. Hey,
Hey, a part of the list, baby. Let's go.
let's go.
Okay, I mean, pretty slow drafting phase. They're actually taking quite a bit of time on their first pick, which is quite interesting because you'd think that, you know, over dinner they probably would have discussed something. They're going to default back to the Jakiro. That most likely will be picked up by General Kenobi. We saw him have quite a bit of impact with those really nice ice paths to almost turn the tide of the fights around for his team. Of course, Jakiro, historically, even though he's good in lane and offers a lot of control and damage, very susceptible to getting control and not control, very susceptible to just being gone on, right, and being run down. So hopefully they can kind of pick other heroes that make space for Kenobi to do his work. But yeah, once again, RVRC pick up the Earth Spirit as many of the people in chat have joked. This is the Leonidas one trick, and he kind of makes it work. Like he just rolls in, no cast, head empty, kill score empty as well, but makes it happen for his team. Assist through the roof, and impact very high as well. So I'm surprised to see this pick. If they pick Ogre here, I mean, all right. Okay, it's gonna be a bit of a
Ooh,
switch up. Grimstroke is the option, and I like this a lot because even though it's not a very, like, you know, Grimstroke, the biggest thing you always think about is like the Ink Swell or the Soulbind combos, right? I think Grimstroke is just a cool hero that gives a lot of what Earth Spirit doesn't, right? Earth Spirit, you know, you kind of want to roam around the map, you want to make things happen. Grimstroke not only complements that, but kind of gives you a bit of like single target control as well, along with some team fight and wave clear. And I mean, they don't fill each other out perfectly, but it's still a pretty strong combo to draft as your first two.
yeah, it's pretty good. You have decent single target control with Earth Spirit, and with the Grimstroke pick, you open up for bigger team fights.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad.
Okay, so one interesting thing here is that for me personally, I always see in my games at least, Ogre and Jack Hero are position fives. I know that Ogre and Jack Hero are quite interchangeable between 4 and 5, but I don't really like it that much. What do you think is their kind of thought process drafting these two heroes? Because they both, to me, right, they both kind of fill a sort of similar role in the early stage, right? They're this bulky, tanky force that will bully out whatever offlaner they deal with. Is this just a bit to secure strong lanes, you feel? Or.
I think it's just good control. They're just really good heroes in general. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in the early mid game, you have nice damage over time with the Ogre Fire. And then you have if he goes for an Ice Path, you have your stuns there. So
Yeah,
it's a nice little setup between the two.
yeah,
Or even if they go for just stuns, they have 2 stuns each. Both have slows, both have damage over time. I
yeah.
mean, it's just annoying to deal with.
Yeah, and I think we, if I'm not wrong, like literally, Tembusu was the team that just literally drafted a stun for every single hero on their team, right? Like, and that's how they kind of made it that far in the 60-minute game. Of course, it didn't carry them all the way through. A few unfortunate sort of mistakes being caught out, and I don't really blame. Like, it's not his fault, but it's just such a hard game to play that monkey because Black Prince was playing that monkey position 1, but continuously kept getting caught out by the single target like catch from the side of R4 and RC4, sorry, and just I mean they're sticking with their guns, right? They want to give kind of strong disables to each one of their heroes, and they're doing that very well so far. It's gonna be a Tide Hunter banned out for the side of RVRC, which is a bit interesting, but I mean I guess it makes sense because between these two supports they don't really have the damage to take down the tanky Tide.
Yeah. And Kraken Shell just purges most of the damage
Yeah,
from the ticks.
that's true. That's true. Opposing end though, they decide to ban out the Doom and the Luna. So Nirvana actually picked that up in the earlier game in the earlier game that we watched from Tembusu, but to sort of mid success, couldn't really get the Doom off quite a lot of the time, and it's pretty interesting because I feel like these two, like these support picks, don't really telegraph a lot of what the game plan is, right? Because sometimes when you take a look at the draft, there's a very clear game plan. Like remember the one that we just saw, the minus armor Slada PA Statfire draft. That was very clear what they wanted to do, but they're just kind of just picking very safe, strong standalone heroes that can probably do a lot when once they are compounded with some other picks.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I mean, I guess for the side of RVRC, theirs is a bit more specific because with a Grim, you can definitely open up for single target strong heroes.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, then that kind of makes the Doom ban very, very obvious, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is really smart, I guess, from Tembusu.
I think that's like literally like the first thing you think of, right? The second you see a Grim Stroke and you don't see like, you're always thinking of those heroes like Spirit Breaker that can either run in or like a Doom who will make very good use of the Soulbind double Doom. And I mean, Grimstroke, every time he's drafted, people always like I think it's a bit of a mental effect as well because now you have the idea of the Soulbind, you're like, oh man, we need to ban out more single target. Stuff like that.
Definitely. Shit. I
They're
wonder
actually
what they're
taking-
gonna go for next, actually.
Yeah, I feel like they're taking so much time with this draft actually, a lot more like maybe they're still kind of up in the air. I understand why though. I feel like both teams haven't really shown their hand quite a bit. It's gonna be the Kanka banned out for RVRC. They don't want that strong frontliner with the long range catch to be able to displace their Earth Spirit or Grimstroke. And
Do you think any of the teams did any background research on each other?
yeah, I completely believe so, and it's shown, right? Because the first two bans already is targeted bans towards Baba, and some of these heroes, no doubt, are probably targeted bans as well. But yeah,
If I knew more, I could probably give more insight as to what they picked, but
yeah,
right now
right.
we're
Like
just playing as it goes.
yeah, that's the thing, right? Because I've seen both these teams already, but in between, like, I don't know about these players, right? Like, obviously, we can pull up the information sheet we were given, and we can take a look at that at this current moment. Let's see what we can work with here. For the side of RVRC, they don't really tell us a lot about their winner, right? There is this guy called Ping Han, who plays a like 3-time repeat winner in ICG. So this guy has literally played multiple ICGs at this point, and he is an absolute monster. And actually RVRC, right, just now they had another stand-in. I believe his name was like literally Tetarik Alaman or something. That might have been a stand-in because that guy didn't have like the team tag. So Lab Waffle over here might actually be the Bing Han that we're talking about.
Ooh.
Yeah, so actually all of them, right, have played, like everyone on RVRC has already won this tournament once.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for literally one guy, but okay. So this is spicy, right? Because they have a Grimstroke, Earth Spirit, and Lich.
There's 3 support kind of characters. Wondering who's the core. Probably gonna be Earth Spirit core, right?
No, my bet is Grimstroke. Because I feel like Earth Spirit, right? Like from what I understand, it is literally Leonidas' single hero. Like he's a specialist, right, on this Earth Spirit.
Specialist.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put it past him to just have that. Grimstroke is a hero that we've seen flexed into mid quite a bit. Like who could forget that typical Thompson E-Blade build, right? And you don't need to combo with anyone if you can just set that up for yourself. So
yeah. Damn, there's a Razor Mars pick.
oh, this is actually starting to look a little scary from the side of Tembusu though. As in scary as in I feel like they pack a lot of heat with their draft. Like Ogre Magi can power up the Mars and the Razor obviously, and Razor once you get that BKB, literally these 3 heroes don't threaten you at all. At the same time, I feel like picking this Razor early, you could still flex it between mid and carry, right? And not only that, but I feel like Razor locks out so many potential safe lane picks.
That's true, but they do have the Grimstroke out. Hold him down with another character.
That's true. That's
speed.
Oh yeah, that's true. And it doesn't matter whether you pop BKB, if you're leashed, you're leashed, right?
Yep.
That's true. That's very good point that you're raising here. Actually, RVRC eating a lot of their reserve time, maybe just not too sure exactly what they want to go for. It seems they've drafted themselves quite a funky lineup. And Yawan the bot.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Where's the damage though?
No, I kind of like this. Isn't this kind of bonkers? Like Earth Spirit Darkseer lane, Grimstroke mid, Lich, and like one super sick pos one. I mean, the thing is, if you think about it, Darkseer is going to be played by Baba, right? And if like the rank 300 is asking you to pick him Darkseer, you just shut up and pick him Darkseer. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. If I had a friend who was ranked 300 and he's like, pick me Chen, I would just do it. Like I'm not gonna argue with him. Like he's gonna do some sick like 33 normal punch like vet wall shit, and then we're gonna win the game, and I'm just gonna be like, haha, easy.
I mean, but I'm just thinking about the early mid game. Like, what do these heroes really do without their outs? I mean, Grimstroke without his out, what's he gonna do in combination with the others?
I guess on one hand, right, they can really capitalize on the duration before Mars and Razor get their BKB, right? Because once they get the BKB, bam, it's go time. Straight arena in, spear 2, and then the vacuum wall does absolutely jack. And the Lich is just standing there super sad as Razor just runs them down. But until that point, right, they can actually kind of dominate the early game in my opinion. Because Ogre Magi, once again, I feel like I mentioned this every time I see an Ogre. Ogre Magi, very strong laning support, but Darkseer Earth Spirit is not a lane you can stand there and tank. Same thing for Chikiro. In a way, they've kind of, by picking the Lich as well, they've kind of set their lanes up in a way that they cannot be strong-armed by these typically like strong early game supports.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, a lot of magic damage like out the fucking window for these guys. So.
But if they lose the early game, they're gonna have to play from behind with these heroes.
Yeah, that is fucking scary.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they do with their behind with like these kind of heroes. It's like it really does look like 3 support slash.
Yeah, they're just kind of like. I mean, okay, so Yawan the Bauf. I literally don't know how to read your name. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. No. I said, there's this guy in chat called Yawan Daba. I don't know lah. I'm just gonna call him Daba. Okay, so Daba in chat has been I think he's an RVRC like close friend, and he knows what they're up to. He was saying that they're gonna pick Earth Spirit Ogre the whole way, and I think the second they pick the Grimstroke, he said they're getting bored. So this is like kind of terrifying, right? Because what is this shit? Like, what do they have up their sleeve? The final bans are gonna be Quad TA, and in response, Tembu, they opt to ban out the Morphling as well as the Anti-Mage. The Anti-Mage is pretty interesting because on pay, I mean, I guess like the 2 supports don't really do anything about him, and he can blink away from the Razor, he can blink out of arena, you never really are in trouble.
Yeah, that's true, and it also prevents them from getting a pretty good late game hero as well. If we try and drag it out, Anti-Mage pretty good late game. We're gonna just stop that. Ooh, Venomancer picked up. That's
Oh, I love bro. I'm a big Venomancer fan, but is this like a fucking Venom mid or what? Like,
yeah, this is a safe lane Razor.
I don't know, but whatever the fuck this is spicy as hell. It could also be a Mars mid and Veno off lane.
There's also.
But I wonder what their game plan is with Veno. I mean, dude, whichever safe lane they pick is gonna be so. Oh, okay. What is this?
That's the early game, baby. That's it.
Okay. They're doing
Double
some.
rupture,
Bruh.
double lich out.
Wait, holy shit.
It's
Yo,
all
this.
coming together.
This is a fucking cool draft actually from the side of RVRC. I mean, okay, wait. Did they do any all chat? Sorry, Mousepit, we wanted PA. Will y'all be open to remake? Oh, okay. Hang on.
Wait, was it a mistake?
Yeah, it was a mistake. It wasn't gonna be a battle. It was gonna be a residential sleeper. Dude, here I was so excited. I'm like, Tembu's bringing the heat, and they just fucking like, they just fuck it up.
Slip of the wrist.
Yeah, slipper. How do you accidentally pick Venom, man? Fuck you, man.
Hey, man.
Yo, Tembu's trolling me a little bit, not gonna lie.
Alliance pick Gyro on the main stage. I guess this is possible too.
Yeah. Aha!
Shit. So are we making? Or?
I believe so. Yo, actually, this has been so delayed. We're supposed to start at 7, and now it's like, that was like a bit. Okay, let's go back to the camera for now. Okay, there we are. As we once again get into another lobby. Okay, we'll just wait patiently, I guess.
It's alright.
It is alright.
So wait, the pick was supposed to be PA.
Yeah, so it wasn't supposed to be. It was gonna be a Razor mid. Yeah. Yikes.
Mars, Ogre, and Jakiro. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Wait, is this how you spell believer, or am I dumb?
It's an I before E, right?
Yeah, it is, right? That's the correct spelling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dude, you're gonna love this. Kyoko Mason based something that he changed his name. Mason based king. Very nice.
You know, I thought Kyoko, Kyoko Mason base. I thought this was supposed to be like a play on Toronto, Tokyo.
Yeah, same. It seemed like it, but I mean, I'm not sure entirely. But yeah.
Do shout out Topayo, Tokyo, am I right, boys?
Shout out Topayo Taising. That's that's that local flavor, baby. Alright, so dude, we haven't even started the fucking this game, right? And like I'm pretty sure the other like lobbies are already underway.
Dude, this is just an itch fest. I'm just itching in my seat. What the fuck, dude? I just want to get it going.
Yo, relax. What the fuck, dude? Shut the fuck away.
Dude, I'm just being chilling, man. Come
Okay,
on.
relax. Jeez, man, what the hell? I gotta just pick your heroes, okay? I set it to all pick, then no need waste time. Just same as earlier, okay. But then if it's all pick, GGs don't count, right?
Do they not?
Wait, but if you all pick, then will it not GG out? I'm not sure. Alright, just sorting out some administrative issues here. Okay, we're back into the game. What the shit? This is actual. Got me on the edge of my seat here. But we're actually gonna.
The edge too.
Oh, somebody followed. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I don't really have my I don't have my alerts on because I don't want like people to be watching a VOD of their game, right? And then they're like, and then they suddenly hear like my alert noise. Like I feel like that'll be very upsetting for them. So yeah, I think it's only fair. But yeah. So RVRC is on the Radiance, and Tembusu is on the Dire.
Actually, RVRC had the last pick, right? With the Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
and they last picked it
Yeah,
into
wait,
a
but then that's
blind
kind of
PA pick.
yeah, that's kind of
That's
fucked up though. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
But I mean,
that's
it still technically works out because you're still playing against a PA as a Bloodseeker. It's like
I
playing against a EM as a Bloodseeker.
still, but that I feel like that's kind of like your I don't know I don't think the Bloodseeker pick. Okay, so the Bloodseeker pick does one thing really really well, which is it completely grounds the Razor, right? Like the Razor can't actually go
Yeah.
anywhere. But who deals with the PA? That's my question. Cause PA isn't really a traditional like whenever you have Darkseer, right? You want like a hero on the enemy team who like kind of generates a really strong illusion for you. PA
Mhm.
isn't the first hero I think about when it comes to that.
I mean, to be honest, none of them on the Dire really are that kind of hero,
Yeah, so
except for PA.
yeah, I mean PA is the closest thing that we'll get, right?
Yeah, it's the best scenario, I guess. But I guess it's really more so for a team setup because I think if they get a good vacuum together with the Grim Shootout
Yeah.
and the Lich out, ooh,
I mean,
that's
it's
gonna
gonna
do
be a grim.
damage.
Yeah, I think the cool bit is that it is gonna be a Grimstroke mid. So we have to see what Kyoko Mason based King Kek W will do with his
Right?
Grimstroke mid as we get into game round 3. Sorry, finally for like what the second or third time. As we're gonna see the clash between RVRC versus Tembu. Of course, I have the team names for you right here. Say thank you. Okay, no thanks from the audience, but let me just
Hey,
make
thank
sure
you.
my. Hey, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce the teams on the Radiant. We have who I believe are the favorites and the highest MMR and that according to some of their fans in chat, they're just playing around at this point. We have RVRC on the Radiant. In the captain role and the position 1, it is gonna be Believer on this Bloodseeker. Kyoko Mason based King is gonna be piloting that Grimstroke mid. Lab Waffle Super Snacks. Yo, these names. Lab Waffle Super Snacks will be playing this Lich position 5. And of course, Leonidas, the one trick Earth Spirit, hero of the nations. It's gonna play Earth Spirit, of course. And last but not least, we're gonna have Baba, Mr. Rank 300 himself, on the Darkseer. Why don't you introduce the other side, Smile?
All right, I'll go down the line. All right.
Alright.
First, we have Robber on Ogre.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and following that, we have what the hell is that? A Black Prince on PA. I'm quite excited to see him. Full
He's
Arcana, full items, Immortals.
he
Ooh.
doesn't have the new set though.
Yeah, that's
Shame.
kind of cringe. What the
Yeah.
hell? All
Yeah.
right. Then followed by that, we have Minimal on Razor.
Mm-hmm.
Nirvana on what's this guy's name? Mars and
Come
General
on.
Kenobi. General Kenobi.
Dude,
On
I can't
OPA.
believe you just asked what is Mars' name. Like, what is it that hard?
Ooh,
Like, alright. What the hell is this slurp in all chat? Okay, yo, he's about to get down and dirty, but we're gonna get into the third round basically. Shut the fuck up in all chat. Okay, so Nirvana, like I think like if Nirvana gets off to a hot start, they're in a good position because I feel like they really need this Mars to, for lack of a better like analogy, really be the tip of their spear, right? He's the one who's gonna enable so much aggression in the early game and the mid game with that arena. And if he kind of loses this lane a bit too hard, they're not gonna have someone to play around, and it'll be hard for these supports to make anything happen independently.
it's gonna be hard for him though against this kind of lich practical lane.
Yeah, I mean the
Plus he
lanes are not
has-
cute at all. Leonidas coming in, securing the range creep, nicely done for them. But like we said, it's so hard for Robert to play this lane. He kind of has to do a very strategic kind of like he just has to dance around the lane because he doesn't want to tank the Ion Shell damage for no reason.
I think he's doing decently well right now.
Yeah, Baba needs to be a little careful.
Ooh.
The roll slightly off the mark. 漂亮 in nice little voice lines coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
漂亮. But is there any lane that you're expecting kills early on, or do you think it'll go pretty even? Because I feel like these are all like potential kill lanes, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think the bot lane is probably gonna be the most spicy.
Okay.
With the spear and the Jakiro tick, I think there's potential to do a lot of damage on their end. But also with the Bloodseeker Blood Right, with the Lich, I think
Yeah, the slow, right? Like it just with a Bloodseeker, you always want somebody to keep you in the blood, right? And you have Lich. Like he has the gaze, he has the frost shield. It's so much slow coming out from both sides as well.
yeah, a lot of magic damage. A lot more burst on the Radiant side, but they better run down, I think, with Mars and Jakiro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one matchup we didn't talk about is this mid matchup. What the hell is the Grimstroke Razor matchup? I literally have no clue.
I'm not sure. Oh, top.
Okay,
Ooh.
top action top side. Thank you for calling it out, but you're literally just baiting me. Thank you for.
I'm just lying, dude.
You're just fucking. You're actually just lying to me.
I'm just joshing, man.
Yeah, you're just No, I'm just I'm just a bit. Ooh, that's so much damage. Actually, I mean, if you max out Stroke of Fate, you can really kind of lay in the hurt, right? Because the Razor, he's like you can always kind of stack up the oh. Yeah, you can always stack up the damage with how many units it passes through, right? Because it increases in damage for each target that it hits.
Yeah, I like playing fucking what's this guy's name? Grimstroke mid. It's so strong. You're gonna kill the range creep almost every single wave, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, and I mean,
but,
Razor. I think Razor is a hero that really wants to kind of just run at you, right? But if you're constantly pushing in the lane, he can't actually have the space to run you down.
Yeah, that's also true.
I mean,
and
we say that.
All right.
Dude, we're just straight up lying up in here, both of us.
Yeah. I mean, even if he does run at you, you still have Ink Spell to kind of deter him. Of course, he can keep a distance, but you're gonna have the extra move speed, and you're gonna have the threat of being able to stun him when he's running you down.
I really like this kind of approach. You can kind of tell that this is probably not Kyoko's first time playing this, and I believe I read in the player information that this guy, he likes to play weird heroes mid, and Grimstroke, even though it's not the weirdest hero ever made, right? Like, you kind of need to, like, your brain has to operate a bit of a different way, right? Like, we already see him just like casually Stroke of Fating the small camp just to farm it, like, casually while in lane. So, I think pretty cool, like, I don't know, just pretty cool seeing people pilot different unique things.
I mean, we have to remember that also when Grimstroke first came into the game, he was so strong. People were just spamming him in mid.
That's true.
I feel like not much has changed actually in that aspect. He's still very much the same in mid. It's just that no one really gives him the attention because he's so much stronger in the side.
As we miss a kill on the top side, I believe that was the first blood, but it doesn't register as that just because of the fact that, you know, they kind of got it thanks to Daya. Ooh, look at that! That's some high level shit! The Fortify on the creep wave, and there's the Darkseer play. You want to see immediately the tips coming out, and Baba making an absolute wreck of this top lane. Black Prince could tag him though, but doesn't want to lose the creeps, and opts to let the Darkseer walk away.
I think he just wanted to cancel his salve there.
Yeah, and he does that, but you know, Darkseer now, 2 now tallies, a bit scary. No regen to work with though, so has to be a bit careful.
Yeah, it's a little sussy.
Yeah. Alright.
Right. Bottom, what's going on?
Okay, what's going on? General Kenobi just I already made this joke, but I'm gonna say it again. General Kenobi just taking the high ground smile.
Hey.
Hey.
We out here making jokes. Hey.
Okay, so the whole argument with Grimstroke mid is that it's still very strong, right? But I guess the reason why it's been ported to support is because, like, he can still do so much damage just as a support, right? And like, it kind of feels like a waste of a slot because as much as he can scale, like, I don't know how good his abilities are gonna be this game, but I mean,
What's going on here?
I mean, it's just the good old rundown, right? Like, Baba is just popping. This is the dream Darkseer lane, right? You just have a support who can roll in and do that damage. As we're seeing here, Leo gonna miss again. Beautiful stuff from him. But, you know, scares Black Prince away at the very least.
Hey, he got one trick, he can do it over and over again.
Yeah, he literally just knows. Just leave him alone, right? I mean, but the one thing he is doing is really creating a lot of space for Baba to just have free reign in this lane. I really expected a bit more presence from Robber, but maybe a bit of like not really recognizing his priority here because Ogre Magi, yeah, you want to get all of Venom in most lanes, but you are not auto-attacking anyone in this lane. Like, you really cannot. So this is kind of just like a wasted 300 gold that could have been like, I don't know, like mana, like Sage's Mask. Okay, Lab Waffle tanking a lot of damage, and like you said, the rundown too strong from the side of Tembusu. But I believe he's doing a bit of running down himself, the Ice Path to ward him off, and the Bloodseeker will be thwarted just for now.
Shit, 3 levels of thirst, 2 in blood, right?
Yeah, dude, someone give this man some water. He's dripping out here.
Dude, look at that tug.
Oh, what is this? Yo, Leonidas is so annoying. Oh, he doesn't actually get the last auto attack off. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm pretty sure he had the range for it too, which was a bit odd. But now Baba running down Black Prince, but doesn't really have much of a creep wave to work with. They're gonna eliminate the catapult, so a lot of tower pressure gone, and just some harass coming out. And I think this ultimately favors the Darks here, right? Because you're just kind of running this Ogre for a loop. The Ogre's supposed to be helping you win the lane. Okay, but here comes Razor, heading over now. On minimal, but the roll away. Yeah, the roll away, both mid laners. Okay, nice little haste rune secure though from...
Space created.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, Korea kill bottom.
Oh, that's kind of huge though. That's a javelin. He's been saving for that most of the laning stage, and now like he's significantly behind in terms of gold. Like because this mask, I think bringing out on the courier. Let me just double check what that is real quick.
Oh,
okay, that's a phase boot. So the lane is gonna kind of skew very heavily into the mask favor, especially the level 6 power spike, right? They're starting to ping it out. They're kind of scared that Earth Spirit's gonna come for them, but like Kyoko, I'm interested to see what item he gets first. Do you think it'll be a boost to travel or E-Blade Rush or something like that?
Personally, when I play Grimstroke Core, I just rush a goddamn Orchid.
Oh!
Double silence when you're out.
Oh, that's kind of disgusting.
Attack speed. That's
oh my gosh, and especially with like the Earth Spirit as well, they could silence so many people.
Top. Ooh.
Yeah, getting the kills right now. They make it look easy. Baba just chasing him with his own illusion. That's cold. And this top lane just the roll slightly off the mark there. But they're gonna be able to zone Black Prince away out from this tower, and he's gonna Brad Pitt. Lab Waffle gonna fall again, but here comes the soulbind you talked about, and the rupture as well. It doesn't lock onto both of them, but gets the Jakiro and Nirvana. Now he's falling a little low. The thirst is up, and Believer slurps him up. Beautiful stuff.
Is that how you slurp?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a slurper myself. I was hoping you could educate me in that regard.
I'll slurp like you know.
Alright, okay, let's move on from that. I did not hear a single thing. As we take a quick look at the net worth, Kyoko once again top of the net worth charts. This kind of feels like a slight repeat. Even though Believer isn't kind of like farming at the same pace, they seem to put him on heroes that don't really necessarily become this be all and all, right? They can scale for sure, but he can play for tempo as well. And this Bloodseeker, especially buffed up, not really buffed up, but kind of supported by the fact that this Grimstroke has soulbind. Like the double rupture is a very real thing that could really increase his impact a lot in the fights.
Yep. I guess so. Yeah, you're right. But we don't have the Lich out yet. I mean, it's only 9 minutes, so it's a bit early for Lich out. But once he does get it together with the Grimstroke, he's level 10 already. Holy shit. They're gonna have really strong catch. Every time they're out, they're just gonna want to chase someone down.
I'm not sure whether that smoke was spotted out by this ward, but it seems like they know something's up because they're starting to clump together on the side of Tembu here. Looking for an aggressive move. The level 6s hit and the wall available as well. The ping's coming out. They know that. Yeah, so the calls are being made. Nobody's showing on any side of the map. They're very scared. But here comes Baba. Wants to make something happen. The roll in. Catches on the robber and immediately here comes the magnetize. Where's the vacuum though? He's not opting to throw it down. It's actually gonna leave. And now starting to get run down minimal. Do you have anything to put up? Oh, if they just rounded the corner, they would have killed this Darkseer, but maybe backing up a bit too scared for his own life. Was worried that the Grimstroke would come in and finish him off. They lose out on what could have been a really big kill on this Darkseer.
I thought he was gonna go and cliff teasy them.
Yeah, actually. Oh, wait, maybe that's why he just kind of like decided to ditch
that cliff.
Yeah.
I'm a Mason fan. I'm not a cliff teasy.
No, but I mean Black Prince is a big Arctor fan, so here comes the rupture, but the good old TP out, stopped by Leonidas, right on the money, baby. And what else do you need from a rupture other than people to reposition you? Here comes the Vana though. Big Mass ulti and the roller from Leonidas, but he's gonna leave his Bloodseeker for dead. Big wall though, onto 3 and the vacuum onto 4 as well. The Acewell pops and the whole side of Tembusu blow up like popcorn. Sexy in all chat, but the only thing that was sexy is this Darkseer setting it up for his team, and this is exactly why when the rank 300 tells you pick the goddamn Darkseer, you just click it, you just pick it for him, and he delivers.
Remember when I said I was aging?
Yeah.
Not anymore, baby. Let's go.
I mean, Baba really putting on a masterclass for this Darkseer, right? From very, I mean, of course, he's paired up with Leonidas, and you know, when you think about Earth Spirit in lane, Darkseer is really one of the most obvious kind of combos. Like, I'm surprised maybe we didn't see more emphasis on it, but after this game for sure, everyone watching the RVRC games will be kind of scared of it. Like they've been banning out the Timbersaw and Night Stalker, right? But this looking terrifying. He's kind of taken over the game all by himself.
This is actually incredible, sir. Whenever I play Duxie, I have no impact.
Ah, okay.
What he's doing.
They're on him though. Doesn't have Surge, and you kind of cursed him a bit there. Baba gonna end up falling. I believe Lab Waffle actually cleans up Ogre casually. But Leo trying to roll away here. No mana for TP though. This is awkward.
Oh, he's gonna go for
Absolutely not. He doesn't even have boots. He's not catching that courier. Let's try to buy some space and the TP out. Gonna get him back to safety. But early lead now for the side of RVRC as we expected. 6k gold on this Grim Show. Just been happy farming away. Jerry, are you seeing this?
Blink Dagger?
No, look at the queue.
The queue? Oh, overwhelming. What? Straight up overwhelming? Nothing else?
Yeah, this guy's on some shit. They're just kind of toying around at this point, it seems. They just want to blow them up hard and fast, and I don't blame them. They just want to be done with this. And yeah, I mean, immediate smoke up, no sign of like letting up from the side of RVRC. They're trying to settle onto the bot side onto this Mars Nevada. Needs to be careful, working for that BKB rush, and I think this is the game to do it, if there ever was one. Here comes Leo with the roll though, and immediately the Inkswell bring forward from Kyoko. That might be the reason why they got the... Oh, but immediately the wall as well on the backline. Where is the disable? Robert chained up, and Jakiro falls before the chain even completes. Another roll forward from Leo. Where is the kick? It's not there at the moment. Is he going to commit another roll? Absolutely not. He would be a madman if he did. That was essentially a 3-man for free, and I mean, some space for Black Prince here in the mid lane, but still working his way towards that Battle Fury. It's a painful grind, and oh, Leo trying to find him. They actually miss out on him. They don't realize he's here, and they're gonna leave the haste rune. He could come back and snag that, but nothing better of it. Walk back up to top to farm.
Damn, this is like a repeat of the last game. They're just going 4-man, just wiping them.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because I feel like Bloodseeker is such a carry that can get involved, right? But they've still been playing in these squads rather than all together. Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but really it is Leo who's just setting all this up. The roll forward as well, who is he gonna catch? It's the Jakiro. Poor General Kenobi can't hold his ground for long. The Inkswell misses, but the Ion Shell literally cannot miss as Baba punches him in the back of the throat.
How do you get punched the back of the throat?
I mean, it literally just happened. I don't know how to tell you this. And they're not even done. He's coming forward. Ooh. Kyoko blinking in with Inkswell, so much damage. The spear. Ooh, can't juke it in time, but here comes Baba with the vacuum, throwing him back onto the high ground. Nicely done. And the rupture just for good measure. Leo doesn't even need to make it there. Finishes off the Razor. They're just kind of surging all across the map and getting these kills like they're just making bank.
Yeah. It really sucks for...
it do suck.
It kind of sucks for Tembusu because a counter to this kind of play would be a big out, but they can't be using the mass out just for getting away every single time.
Yeah, they don't really have... I mean, when you think about it, sure, they have counter initiate in the form of the Ice Path and the Arena, but it doesn't really feel good to use them in that manner, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't. You really just want to get a good Arena with your Mekopire on maybe 1 or 2 core heroes.
Oh, here comes the roll again, the Inkswell, and immediately the silence. Robber gonna literally have his life taken away from him. It's 0-6 on this Ogre. It's starting to look like my pubs a little bit.
Yeah, it really does feel like that.
I think it's so interesting, right? Because a lot of the times, right, if you think about it, like Jakiro, Razor, and like Mars are not really heroes you think you want to run into, right? Because there's so much threat of a counter initiate. But this run at you draft is so interesting from the side of RVRC because when you think of run at you think of all these heroes collapsing on one target, right? Like, but they all kind of are their own lone like wolf, like chasing after whoever they want to chase after. Like this Darkseer is running after one hero, then after you got Bloodseeker rupturing another, and they're all just kind of their own tracks, and then that kind of makes it hard because where do you focus your abilities, right? You have 4 people kind of ramming it down like and running at you from 4 different angles. How do you even position?
Yeah, it's really difficult. Darkseer can't run down any support, even maybe a core. If he runs down TA, what's he gonna do? Like there's nothing she
Oh,
can do.
look, and they're not even done yet. They smoked yet again, and Baba, with that Aghanim sector completed, doesn't want to waste a moment. They know the PA is down here, and they're making a beeline straight for the triangle, but Black Prince, Spidey senses tingling, gonna evacuate the area. The line is drawn for the side. Nirvana knows they're in this area, and they even have a courier walking past for good measure. They should know that's happening. And pings come out. They know that they won't find anyone here. They just are gonna be happy if, yeah, the circles like non-stop. Nirvana, he knows what's up.
No, if this was me playing this game, a good friend of ours would say just G-Nix. It really does feel like just G-Nix, but
Yeah, I mean 17 minutes in, the kill count kind of reflects the minutes, which is never a good sign. 7k gold up, but win probability 90% already in the hands of RCRV, and it definitely feels a lot more than that. Like Kyoko working his way towards the overwhelming blink, like first item 19, like he's gonna get it pre 20 minutes. That's insane.
no, but I see the combo though. If you just blink on someone with overwhelming, they can't run from you, and you still got Inkswell. They're
Yeah,
not gonna run away from you. And
yeah, I
if you
think-
get two people so bind together, oh man.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere, right? It really eliminates a lot of the evasiveness that Eraser might have through his speed if you just like slow him completely. And not to mention, they really have so many sticky components, right? Like they have the vacuum wall with the slow, they have the Inkswell, they have the Lich, like throwing out frost spells everywhere he goes. It's just such a painful draft to play up against, and you really, like we said, you need that BKB. Nirvana, he's making his way towards it though, 700 gold off. PA, I don't know whether she's queuing it up, but she just completed a Battle Fury. Oh, she could be found here if they're not careful. Kyoko is gonna run into him. Gonna spawn him. Does he react in time? No. Like ships in the night, they just drift past each other, and lucky for Black Prince, he gets out scot-free, but that could have been a disaster if they caught that PA there.
18-minute Battle Fury boots, not great, not terrible though.
Yeah,
But
still
they're
kind of
gonna
keeping
find
afloat.
space.
Yeah, with all the things happening, she still managed to find quite a bit of farm, but they have a bit of misinformation because Daya actually scanned the Roche pit. They thought that RVRC was inside, but it was just Leonidas in the area. So they scanned it out, they think that they're doing Roche, but they could get caught out here if they're not careful. And this Blood Rite should signal to them that they're not in fact in Roche, because, I mean, this lineup, very strong and very tempo based, right? But they're not really a lineup that actually hits Roche. As I say that though, okay, thank God. I thought they were gonna make me a liar again.
No,
How
it
do-
looks like they're finding kill, trying to get a good pick off. Maybe they'll go Roche after that.
Oh, minimal. He could walk up straight into disaster here. There he goes, and where are the spells? They aren't thrown out in time. A bit of hesitation from Waffle. And that's gonna cost them a free kill on the Razor. Of course, it's not entirely free because Nirvana's in the area, but the rest of the side of Tembusu, they weren't exactly in position to help him if he was to get gone on, right? So it kind of feels so bad for Tembusu, right? You're just kind of standing around, there isn't really much to farm. Your PA is trying to get where she can, but on this Mars, you're forced to rush a BKB, and the supports, like, they're just standing around, they don't know what to do because the entire map just completely controlled by RVRC.
Yep.
Overwhelming Blink now completed for Kyoko.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
I mean, 20 minutes and Master hasn't finished the BKB. All he has is face beat soaring. I mean, he has
Yeah.
two components, but that's really slow actually.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how this team is not one that hits Roche, but with how strong they are at this stage, Roche is gonna melt. Someone buff the scaling on Roche, please, as this man is literally just disintegrating. No cares whatsoever. They're gonna take it, I think, Aegis for Grimstroke or Believer.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's a show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Grimstroke Aegis, which is quite interesting, but also puts him in a cool position to just blink in with no cares, right? Of course, how he gets out after respawning from the Aegis is another question, but I guess the plan is to kill them before he dies.
Seems like it, but he's got another haste rune. Probably gonna try and find another kill soon.
Okay, the TP's out, they know PA's in the area. Can they find us? Immediately, this is the combo we were talking about, the spells. So pain, bro! What the heck? This guy just disappears, and Black Prince, or rather the entire side of Tembusu, really not able to play much at all in this game. The overwhelming blink reveal as well as the Aegis. And I can't help but feel like, once again, a bit of a repeat, RVRC just kind of outlaning them on all fronts.
I have no idea what Tembusu needs to do here.
Okay, the BKB turn though. Kyoko, this could be the Aegis, but immediately, like we said, the Rupture just to keep the Razor in place through the BKB. Trying to get away though, but ticking out. And the last hit is there. No, Essence Ring. Believer finishes it off with his own BKB. Here comes Leo though. The silence up. Nirvana can't get the out. Yes, BKB, and here comes the arena. This could be huge. But the Soul Bind and the Chain Frost bouncing around. But the rest of the side of RVRC, they're falling low. The Grimstroke is going to be the first one to fall, but they get a huge kill onto this Bloodseeker. Now Baba has to be the next one to run, has the blink to work with, and uses it in time. But this Grimstroke, still an absolute menace on the backline. They found the Ducks here though, out come the Pings, and they managed to take down Baba. Their vision here though, Kyoko needs to be careful. 3 seconds until the overwhelming blink, but here comes the spells again. Black Prince needs to be so careful. Inkswell not gonna latch, and the blink away. He's gonna get out scot-free for now. Do they have the vision? Yes, they do, tentatively. But they don't want to challenge this Grimstroke. They'll be a-okay, the 4-staff away as well. And it ends up being a much better fight for the side of Tembusu than we thought. A bit of an overextension into the BKB Mars meant that the Chain Frost, even though it was doubled, did absolutely nothing, and the arena just kept them in that macro pyre for far too long, and they end up giving away some pretty crucial kills.
Yeah, it was actually not too bad of a fight. They got 3 for 4. Okay, 4 for 3 rather. And that's pretty good. Got a kill streak from the Bloodseeker onto the PA. That's pretty big. Almost as a BKB off of that.
I mean, the Believer had the BKB to work with, right? But we already see how scary it is for him once this BKB runs out. You really only have that window before you're so susceptible to the, like, honestly intense amount of damage coming out from Tembusu. Even though they're not very far ahead, Bloodseeker isn't the tankiest hero as well.
Definitely not. He doesn't really have any great items in terms of being able to man fight other than that BKB. Once this PA gets a Deso after her BKB, he's not gonna be able to man fight her that well.
Yeah. I mean, Bloodseeker historically hasn't really been like quite a man fight hero, especially not recently. Of course, you can try and buff him up all you want, and you know, he's mega farm, so he has the BKB and he's the Iron Shell bonus health as well. But like, you can't actually stand there and out-trade a Razor, especially a Razor that's sapping damage from you.
Definitely. But then again, he's getting a freaking refresher on the Razor. Why a refresher? Why not
okay.
something else?
So, refresher.
Yeah.
Okay, wait Okay, so the thing about Refresher Razor now is that it's the meta. Only because of the fact that you can have 2 Eye of the Storms happening at the same time. So it essentially doubles your damage output and makes Razor like a Yamato cannon. Like literally you just run down a lane and it just blasts everyone to bits. It's actually disgusting. And I mean, having a refresher for double BKB will be absolutely insane against that lineup as well. So I'm not too opposed to it. I feel like there isn't really much off the top of my head that I can think about that's really going to help him in this situation. Because either way, in the fights you're going to be ruptured, so you want to kind of stand your ground for as long as possible while dishing out enough damage, right?
That's fair. I guess in that sense, yes, a refresher would probably be the best case. It helps with the towers as well, right?
Yeah.
Yep, so it allows him to man fight a little bit, allows him to push towers if they have the chance. It's probably the best item he can get. I mean, what else can he get?
So it only hits towers when he has Axe, right? But obviously Axe is like kind of a natural progression. It's quite a meta item for Razor now. So expect Minimal to get that. But right now, I think he just identifies that maybe the BKB charges are way too important and they're falling a bit too low. Or maybe not really, but he still has 8 seconds. But we saw how big of a part the BKB really played, right? The only person who can really cut through that is that Bloodseeker. So it's gonna allow him to kind of actually stand and fight, which is, you know, the Razor dream. But pressuring out onto this mid tier 2 RVRC, they're posture around looking for a fight. Probably just waiting for someone to show. Minimal's just gonna throw out Plasma Field to ward them off. Some pings coming out. Black Prince needs to be so careful again. Could be caught out by Kyoko, but thinks better of it and ditches.
Getting pretty close to Deso, almost has 2 components.
Oh, the roll, they found Black Prince. Can he get? I'm yawning a little bit, sorry. Oh, the BKB TP out immediately. No normal punch, but not like it would have mattered. The BKB TP out, too strong. You don't actually have anything that pierces BKB except for Soulbind, I believe.
Yeah, but even Soulbind doesn't do anything.
Oh, when you're BKB, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Actually, it doesn't cancel TPs at all, just generally.
oh, is it?
Yeah, you need a target to hold you down.
Right, so if you're like next to a creep and you're TPing and he soul binds you, your TP is cancelled, right?
It doesn't let you creep. It only lets you the heroes.
Ah, okay, but the roll in, they found General Kenobi with this nice ward behind the tower, and they can't catch him. Baba not gonna commit that blink forward, but with that Believer, he's gonna feel more than comfortable to try and hit away at this tower, and the Shard Completer as well allows the Blood Rage to do max health damage. Which, I mean, I mean, it does such an intense amount of damage, right? But also kind of takes away his already low HP, so has to be a bit careful with that.
Oh, I didn't actually know Basika had that shot.
Yeah, so the Blood Rage attacks deal like 2% of the target's max health as pure damage and heals him. But like, throughout the entire time, Blood Rage like takes away at your HP, right? So you need to be auto-attacking, ideally.
Alright. That's actually really strong. Pretty good against Razor if he gets a lot of stat items, the Mars as well. Seems a bit unnecessary actually. This
The Blood Rage?
The shard.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it's like it feels like a bit of a win more item, but like you're still very susceptible to be getting taken down, especially if you're low health pool, right? So there might be a bit of the hesitation that they're feeling right now as Tembusu. I mean, we talked about how much of a kind of fiesta it's been for them so far, but they've really sort of managed to stabilize and kind of carve out their small little spot on the map, even if it isn't like, I don't know, like, even if it isn't optimal and there's still 8k gold behind, they're just farming away and getting closer to those items that might give them a fighting chance.
Right now, even though Tembusu is behind, they actually have a decent amount of space to farm.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but decent amount. And if she gets this Deso with a BKB in the next fight, she could really do a lot of damage. But
yeah,
it really all just comes down to the pickoffs that RVRC can get.
Yeah, I feel like it just feels so unfortunate because every time you pick this Mars, right, you want, ooh, Leo, can you find him there? Bullwhip forward. Should know where it is and catches him, but has the BKB TP still to work with. Doesn't want to commit it immediately, but there it is. And
no TP.
And starting to get run down is Black Prince. Where's the chase? It's there. Leonidas has his number, and as soon as that BKB runs out, so does the life of Black Prince. Getting caught out a bit, and I was just about to say, you're like, oh, you know, Tembusu, they're starting to get a bit of space to farm, but RVRC, they shut it down immediately. Leonidas really right on the money and showing why this Earth Spirit is first pickable.
Earth Spirit Bending's game.
Yeah, I mean, I sure hope so. If he's as specialty as they say, right, like, then that might put RVRC in a bit of a weird spot. For most of the time, they've kind of really capitalized a lot on his insane ability to catch people out. It feels like he just doesn't run out of rocks somehow.
It's like a Rice Magnus.
Yeah.
Single-handedly catching people.
Yeah, it's actually insane. This is like some old Jarex vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, Minimal gonna get out of that situation like narrowly though. If they just walked over a little bit more, if he did, would have been disaster. Items picked up now. Refresher being worked on by Baba after that hook completion, and Leonidas working his own way towards that BKB, which is gonna make him such a damn pain to deal with, already more than he was. Something's coming out, not sure what they're looking towards, but perhaps it's just the top lane that they want to kind of pressure. Believer, I believe he has most of the MKB coming out to him, so that's going to deal very nicely with the PA. And Roche is going to respawn in 40 seconds, so they're starting to take control of this area, but they don't actually know that Tembusu have these two nice wards side by side. I'm not really sure why they placed it like that. But yeah, they still can kind of see this area. So if RVRC are not careful, they could get caught with their pants down meanwhile, like mid-taking Roche. But
ooh, an E-Blade pick up from the Grimstro.
yeah, this is looking more like the Thompson build that we're used to seeing, and I mean, so farmed on this Grimstro, keeping up with the Bloodseeker with a Maelstrom, which is kind of insane, and now working towards that Aghanim Scepter, so the Dark Portrait is gonna be a ooh. They narrowly don't catch Black Prince. Gotta give it to him though. I feel like even though he's been caught once or twice, it's been such a hard game for him not to get caught. In fact, the fact that he still is able to find so much farm across the map with that blur dodging them out is pretty respectable, to be honest. He has that Dazzle completed, like you said. And if it ever comes to a team fight, then he could really start to do a lot of work. But for now, just relegated to farming in the jungle. Doesn't want to go anywhere, just only feels safe in this camp.
Yeah, but with the BKB usage only 7 seconds charge now, it's gonna be quite hard for him to do a lot of damage with that BKB timer.
Indeed. Is it time for him to buy a refresher, Smile?
Maybe. I mean, Nullifier is not too bad. Because once that BKB runs out, there's so much control on RVRC. He might not be able to get anything done.
But as we said, Roshan respawns and RVRC, they have it timed. Just walk straight into the pit and gonna secure this for themselves. Oh, Believer needs to be a little careful there. That's a bit close. But he's gonna be okay. And X shot picked up for Kyoko. So that Inkswell is gonna dispel and heal as well, which is kind of bonkers. As if they needed more like tools to play around, right? They're already so strong in these initiating fights, and I'm really scared for Tembusu now. This looks like crunch time. RVRC have choked them out for quite a while, but now Believer, with the MKB completed as well, nothing to fear. Time synchronizes perfectly. On the bright side, they do have a lot of poke, right? They have this Shakiro, they have the Plasma Field, they have the Spears coming out, and they have, of course, PA that can chop those daggers, but as we speak, Black Prince still farming away behind enemy lines. Just kind of waiting for, you know, the side of RVRC to overcommit, but maybe they know, right? The Mars has the shard completed. We talked about this Mars quite a bit, had a bit of a quiet game. BKB finally online, and the shard as well, just to pin more than one person to the wall, could play a huge part in this high ground defense. We've seen time and time again how Mars can really turn moments like this around with a nice arena. And yeah, Believer is gonna have to be really careful because even though he has the Aegis, he doesn't actually have a lot of life to work with, especially when he's Blood Raged up.
Yep. And we almost have Refresher on the Razor. I think he's just holding it for buyback. But he can get it if he wants to, and that's a fairly big item pickup.
Yeah. I mean, 11k gold lead, once again, take a quick look at the graph. It's just been steadily rising in their favor, but as time goes on, as this PA starts to get bigger and bigger, the potential of her just kind of immediately singling out and just bursting this Grimstroke like out in one moment increases, right? Of course, Grimstroke has the overwhelming blink and the E-Blade, so a lot of HP to get through, but still very susceptible, not the highest armor for him. Oh, cancelling the TP. Oh, I think probably managing. Oh, there comes Leo. Can he find Black Prince again? The pings come out. Oh, narrowly dodges that situation. Could have been. Once again, RVRC, it feels like a bit of a rinse and repeat, right? Like they keep trying to push, they realize they can't because there's overwhelming kind of poke and chip damage. Then they try and catch PA, and if PA dodges, great. Then the cycle continues. If PA doesn't dodge, then like then they kill PA and then they get something done on the map. But then it puts them in this weird spot, right? Because they're kind of basing a lot of their like what they can do on whether they get these like one-off pickoffs at all. And the smoke comes out. Haven't seen this for a while from them in the past 10 minutes. But this could open up the game for them. Of course, the side...
quite a lot.
Yeah, but they have a ward nicely scouting this in. Here comes Kyoko though. They found General Kenobi. And the E-Blade out immediately. They just carry on to fall. But in onto Robber as well is Leo. The TP out not nearly in time. Gonna get wiped out. And now without the supports for 40 seconds on the sidelines, RVRC, they could look towards high ground. And as we see, Black Prince already making a beeline for the top side. Doesn't want to encounter them at all costs.
It's not too bad though. They only lost 2 supports. By this, their high ground defense, which is a bit annoying. All they have left is the Razor and the Mars Spear. But looks like they'll come up soon after this wave. It's just whether they lose this tower or not.
I mean, Black Prince, he's been doing a really good job, but he's gonna have to do more than a good job if he wants to help his team come back from this. Him and Nirvana both, but here comes the roll. Does he manage to... Oh, no, it's just to push out a wave. Nothing too serious. They deward the high ground vision, but Baba... Okay, here comes the arena. They've speared up the Dartseer, and they managed to take him out. That's 74 seconds without the Dartseer, and the Bloodseeker Aegis as well. This Chain Frost is bouncing to 2 BKB targets, and here comes Believer trying to do the damage, but he doesn't have a BKB to work with, and he's gonna fall. Black Prince takes him out, and he managed to get the mask on the back line, but already 3 down on the side of RVRC. The roll forward from Leo, but straight into the arms of Black Prince. Now the E-Blade misses as well, and now Black Prince trying to do the damage. Can he get a rampage? No, Kyoko turns it around. Doesn't have any mana to work with though. Here comes Minimal, sapping the damage, sapping the life, the slows, the control. It's too much! And they're gonna wipe all 5 of them in one fell swoop.
Beautiful. They caught that Ducks here right at the start. He couldn't do much. Oh, that was good.
And these are huge kills going the way. Overall, still a 4k gold lead. But the biggest thing is this XP change. Almost double the EXP, 14k again for the side of Tembu. And let's take a quick look at the win probability. And now it's up to 35 and growing. Like, we thought it would be over, but Tembu, they're keeping their necks in this.
Yep, that was that Deso BKB. It really came out in the last fight. A bit of a miscomm, I think, during that fight. The reason the PA were leashed together and they were just standing in place, couldn't move. One was going back to base, one was trying to chase. It looks weird, but hey, they got the spirit, they did it.
Yeah, and I mean Baba, because I don't know, maybe he just kind of hasn't been pressured for way too long, right? So he thinks like, okay, you know what, they can't really do much to me. If they come, I'll just vacuum them. But the instant initiation from Nirvana was there with the arena and the BKBs, and the pipe is well completed for him now. Gonna negate a lot of what the side of RVRC can bring. And we talked about this in the draft. They have a lot of magic damage, but you were the one who said, Jerry, you're like, oh, as soon as they get BKBs, then they just get run down. Like, where's the damage after that? And we're starting to see it. 3 BKBs on all 3 cores, and RVRC look a little lost in that fight.
Oh, Osprey's getting a BKB though. He's trying to get rid of the extra damage from Jakiro and Ogre. I mean,
yeah, I think it's a smart move. Oh, they're running straight up into the triangle. That Grimshaw isn't here though, Believer. He's gonna be the one to break it straight into a Blood PA. So Robert gonna run forward and D-ward. No field whatsoever on this Ogre. Has the use to work with as well. And that smoke move is immediately gonna be a bit of a dud as they back off.
Ooh. He's getting a Lincoln's on the Razor now. Like, item queued up. That's very interesting. I guess it's to counter the Rupture. Actually, how does that work? If you get Leash with Grimshaw out, and you're the secondary target, and you get secondary Rupture.
I think the Linkins doesn't block the Grimstroke because it wasn't targeted to you, but the Linkins blocks the Rupture. We'll have to see.
Rupture?
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works, right? Because like when you have the secondary Rupture casted on you, it's as if the Grimstroke casted it.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
No, it's as if the Bloodseeker just ruptured you as like a second time. So 2 casts of Rupture go off, right? So it logically would be blocked by Linkins. But I think Linkins is a pretty good pickup here, all things considered, because of the Rupture that's been the main like kind of thorn in the razor side for now. But like we said, Tembusu able to slowly claw back their way into this game, like, grabbing as much space as they can on every part of the map that they're allowed to kind of see with their eyes.
Yeah, I really like their movement actually. They're moving as 5, and they're not giving any chance for them to get picked off in the triangle and other lanes. Even mid, Jakiro just using spells running back. It's really good. They're really coming back hard from this.
Yeah, and I want to point out, right, it might look like, okay, this Jakiro is using spells like, all willy-nilly, he could get picked off, right? But the fact that at that point in time, nobody else on the side of Tembusu was showing, no one wants to jump that Jakiro and just feed again. They already kind of have a bit of PTSD from overcommitting in the mid, so they're going to be a lot more haughty about like what moves they make. And I really like this ward vision from the side of Tembusu because it just covers the area that they were playing in. Of course, now that I guess the side of RVRC have sort of flushed themselves out of the triangle, Black Prince can kind of come back to this bot side and work it again, but working towards that Satanic could be really, really big for the self-dispel, right? You don't like then now you don't need the BKB just for just about anything, and gives you that huge chunk of damage. Like not huge chunk of damage, but huge chunk of kind of sustain as well in the fights if you ever fall low. Just one crit and you're straight up back to full HP.
Yeah, it's a pretty good pickup, but I'm not sure if you want to get a Nullifier first actually. There's going to be a lot of counterplay for him. Already we can see a Ghost Scepter on the Lich, the E-Blade on the Grimstroke. There's gonna be a lot of disarm that he has to deal with, and maybe a Nullifier would have been better, but I don't think it was a bad choice to go for Satanic. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, the Satanic, a lot more secure of a pickup, right? And brings a lot more utility as well. I mean, Black Prince, we've seen him in action in these fights. He doesn't have any trouble actually killing people. It's just more so whether he can stay alive in these fights. Smoke up. No wards to spot them out here. But the Razor just walking up like that randomly should telegraph some sort of move. The ping is coming out, but the Roche has been started. So I didn't really keep track of the Roche timing, but immediately RVRC are into the pit. They're starting to ping it out, and they have vision here, so they should know Robert and General Kenobi.
Ooh,
They're taking advantageous position, but here comes Nirvana on the backside. BKB pop and the Arena as well. Gets out the 3, and here comes Minimal with the refresh and BKB. But ticking down to the Rupture has to be so careful. Essence Ring keeping it alive for now, but they managed to take out both supports on the side. Oh, but a nice vacuum onto 3. Baba is taking quite a bit of damage, but wait, the walls, the illusions, they managed to take down the Razor. But Black Prince now soulbound up, and Kyoko, he's in. Where is the backup though? Here comes the buyback from the Bloodseeker. The stunts up from Robber. Can they do the work? Black Prince falling a little low. The BKB is used, but the Satanic is not. And here comes Believer trying to clean it all up now. It's a lone Bloodseeker against the world. Ultra kill denied. Rampage, but here comes Believer starting to clean up the bucket and the mop. He has it all in the bag, and just when it looked like it was an absolute disaster for the side of RVRC, the timely buyback from the Bloodseeker cleans it all up. But so many buybacks expended from both sides, basically 4 buybacks on all 4 live members of the side of Tembu right now. And a buyback on 2 important cores, the Grimstroke as well as the Bloodseeker, just to kind of try and contest this Roche. Tembu, they're walking back in though, and here comes the buyback, but is it too late? The Inkswell, or rather the Stroke of Fate, they're gonna see this. Bloodseeker Blood Right, does it steal it? No, it doesn't. And Black Prince, here comes the vacuum wall though. Was it a misstep? Baba gonna run out of that situation. Didn't get the normal punch off. And Tembusu, they're kind of gonna get away with murder. And now it's back to even. 4k gold lead up. RVRC.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
No. What were you gonna say?
Before that fight, actually, it was a huge item pickup from the Grimstroke. He had his Agonims. It was actually insane. He got a PA illusion, and the PA illusion was just beating the shit out of him. He almost died a few times.
Yeah, but like we said, the Satanic being the pickup that he needed, just keeping him alive in those fights. Of course, he does end up falling and does end up having to buy back. But once again, we see how important this Darkseer is in the fights, right? The Mars immediately singled him out, and even though he didn't immediately die and got some nice vacuum walls off, when you have so many people focusing out this poor little Darkseer, he can't really do the work that he's been doing so far. And it's really starting to bite RVRC. They need their Darkseer to set up these beautiful team fights for them. Because without him, the Bloodseeker won't have space to just hit away to his heart's content.
Oh, but that was a sick vacuum wall when the fight was about to finish. Razor was TPing out, got like 4 heroes. Wow. And then the Bloodseeker buyback, cleaning up. Bucket and mop, as you say.
Yeah. Having a chuckle itself with that one, but
yeah, I chuckled that.
I mean, they have the Aegis now, so what do you think they're waiting for? Do you think they're trying to clear out their triangle, or do you think they're waiting for, I guess, RVRC to kind of misstep or something like that? Because it kind of feels like Black Prince, apart from the Abyssal that he's queuing up right now, he's sort of fully loaded.
I think they just want to buy more time, to be honest. I don't know what they can do with the Aegis, because let's say you go in, you come back to life, your team dies, they don't have buyback. It's just you. So I think they definitely want to wait it out.
This could be kind of huge if, look at Minimal, he has the Refresher Shard as well as the Refresher Orb. That could go upwards of 3 concurrent Eye of the Storms. That is a huge ton of damage. Of course, his main issue, once again, like we say time and time again in this cast, is the Rupture. But with this linkage that he's working towards, he could just full send and buy it, and then just hope for the best and try and end the game. Of course, both teams are on opposing sides of the map right now. They're trying to push out this bot side and ushering into catapult waves. Someone has to come back and defend it, because if they don't, the towers are just going to tank a lot of damage. The Iron Shell creeps making quick work, and yeah, so much pressure coming in. They need to TP back, but they haven't really made a decision yet. General Kenobi is going to be the first one back. And with this, that should herald the retreat of the side of RVRC. And they're gonna back off for now. But yeah, like I said, the game has sort of petered out a little bit. Like it really looked like it was firmly in RVRC's control, and then with the high ground fights, like we were saying, from the Mars and with the amazing kind of target priority from this PA, she's able to really make the work happen in the fights. And now with this Abyssal completed and the Aegis as well, 2 minutes left, they really need to be careful.
I'm actually kind of surprised that the Razors are just buying his Lincolns right now. He has nothing to not spend, no reason not to spend that money. He has no buyback.
That's true, that's true.
Why not just get it right now?
Yeah,
that's
a bit of a head scratcher there for now, but I'm sure Minimal knows what he's doing. He is a captain after all and higher MMR than us both, so no questioning. But yeah, I do wonder, and this is, I know I just said no questioning, but I do wonder what it is they're waiting for, because it does feel like this Aegis timing is one of their, like, it's really strong, right? Because in 1 minute's time, this PA is not going to have buyback for a 2 minute window, and from there it gets kind of scary. So I thought they might want to kind of juice this Aegis for as much as it's worth, as we see the Fan of Knives now complete for this PA. So going to be able to break up, I don't know who he's going to break up, but he's breaking up some faces, that's for sure.
I think it's mainly for the Satanic, the burst heal.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, I didn't know, I kind of forgot that was a thing, but thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, so
what's it about? Say something.
Hell yeah, Jerry just be opening that mouth. Alright, calm it down, homie. Getting a bit too excited.
Okay. But you're saying earlier you weren't sure what they're waiting for with this Aegis. I actually think they're doing it perfectly. They're not risking too much, but they're taking a lot of towers with it.
Yeah.
And
okay, I kind of see your point. Like just the slow choke, right?
Yeah.
Cause like you don't want to fight into this Aegis, but then they're like slowly taking out more space. Oh.
Aegis gone.
Aegis runs out, and so does the Lich. Expires right in front of our eyes. You ever see an ice cream cone melt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah.
The rest of the side of RVRC though, they're gonna ditch out of this situation, so dodging it very nicely. And I mean, this Earth Spirit, we've been talking about him most of the game, right? He finally picked up that BKB, but it's to a point now that Magic's not the only thing he needs to be worried about. The PA spots him one time, like we saw the Lich just melts immediately. And
that was one hit on that Lich.
Yeah, that was literally
100 damage. What?
Yeah, literally just slash.
Went from blue to red real quick. What?
Yeah, just bye bye. Yeah, Robber actually working his way towards the Agonists, which could add so much control, and like it just kind of surprisingly is starting to flow into the side of Tembusu, which is not something I thought I would say this game after how the first 15 minutes went. But like we said, the Darts here, he's such an integral part, right? He needs to stay alive in these fights, but if he kind of gets picked off or gets too much pressure on him, he can't have the space to make the moves that he needs.
Yeah, they don't really have a really good late game, which is the issue. And now that it is kind of late game, PA is just destroying them, and they don't have the damage, the physical damage to counter him.
Right. The weird thing is, right, like, so on paper, when you have a Darkseer, you scale super good into the late game, because then you make all these illusions, the illusions auto-attack the carry for more damage than she does, and then you just suffer, right? But PA is a bit of a unique example of a hero that doesn't actually care about this, right? Because even if you have 5 illusions hitting you, like auto-attacking you, how many of those attacks are gonna land with the blur, right?
Yeah.
So like we saw time and time again, like you mentioned, like, oh, that Dark Portrait is like really busting your ass, but like on paper, if there was any other carry, the carry would have just died instantly from so much, right? From the Darkseer like illusion damage, right? I don't know whether he got the, yeah, he has the plus 20% wall of replica illusion damage. So these illusions are doing what? Like, yeah, 120% damage, so more damage than this PA, but like we said, the issue is, can you actually hit her?
Actually, it's quite interesting because the Bloodseeker went for Butterfly, and then I'm not sure if that was necessary, or was it just trying to bait out a MKB purchase from the PA? That would be pretty interesting.
Leo has found the PA. Speaking of, the BKB popped immediately and the BKB TP out, but the kids, they're not enough! Survives on the sliver of HP, Black Prince. Ooh, that was a close one. That could have been the game ender right there. And Leonidas with the picks yet again. Just when we were beginning to question this man, he gets it done for the squadron.
Goodness, that was so close. How much?
Oh,
I don't think he had like 200 HP there. It was like probably like less than 100. What the hell?
Yeah, Roche is gonna respawn in 7 seconds though. Believer's not gonna spot it, but someone should walk back. No, not like this. Oh, feels bad. Yeah, the Roche is gonna spawn up in just a sec here. As it is alive now. Agonyms as well as the refresher shard could be really cool for 2 rupture charges actually.
Oh, that'll be, oh my god. Imagine he gets that refresher, he gets a refresher shot with the X, 4 blood. That's 4, right?
Yeah, that's 4, and then you're not even counting the amount of times that Grimstroke can kind of share that among other people.
Oh my god, that's stupid. But did he have this scythe earlier? Was there a new pickup?
I think there's a new pickup. So he got this X, this scythe is his latest item.
Ooh, a pretty big double scythe with the out. There's quite a lot of control.
Oh man, and what a way, like, you know, I don't know if you're watching the first game, but it ended up being like this 60-minute intense ass, like.
I watched Yellow that game. That was a really long game.
I mean, it's about to be. We have 8 minutes more until tier 5 items again, and Jerry. This is looking a bit like a barn burner. What looked like RVRC, like a free game into their hands. It turns out Tembu just like to take it to the late game.
There's some sea Dota if I've seen it. What items could this Bloodseeker get right now that would change it? It's got a Skadi queued up, but I don't know if Skadi's the play.
What other items does he get though?
I have no clue. Maybe an Abyssal. Abyssal doesn't seem terrible, but I mean, considering his attack speed and how much he's men fighting with the PA, or at least trying to men fight with the PA, I think Abyssal not too bad, but Skadi is... What does Skadi do here? Slow, less healing?
You mean for the Bloodseeker?
Yeah.
I think you can kind of chop through these high health bars. Like, the slow is going to be very useful as well. Maybe... I don't know whether you get Abyssal here though, because it's like... Yeah,
I had a lot of great items to get, to be honest. It's odd. This is really odd. Does he just get refresher?
I'm surprised they didn't give him the... Oh, I mean, okay, wait. What the hell? I wasn't paying attention for a moment because I was making sure like some of the other settings were right. And just like that, they pick up the Aegis. We were theorizing about this. Oh, Leo needs to be careful. We were theorizing about this Agonyms being on the side of Bloodseeker, right? But it's so unfortunate because if he just stood around for a few more seconds, they would have actually claimed it. But because they look away for a moment, Tembusu actually able to come in, sweep right under their nose and grab that from like basically rob them. Like I felt like that was supposed to be like the RCR. I keep messing this name up. RVRC Roche, but oh, things are looking real nice.
Another refresher shot on the Razor. Ooh.
How many times?
Outs.
Actually, at this point, don't you just like not use the cheese? Like you just refresh 4 times and then swap the cheese in.
I think he might need the mana pool though. 300, 200 for the out, 300 for refresh.
Oh yeah, you're smart actually. That's like 500 per pop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right actually. He doesn't actually have the mana for that, especially if he uses literally anything else.
Triple essence ring.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Essence ring costs 200 goddamn mana, dude. It's so much mana.
Oh, that's the same as his out, dude. What?
Yeah, like trade like literally a 500 radius 30 seconds strike armor reducing damaging out around you, or literally 400 HP temporarily. Oh, nice little ward there from Leonidas though. You could set up for like a pick in the lanes if they're not careful. But it seems like Tembusu, they're more concerned with this high ground right now as they're approaching it. Like we said though, very nice wave clear coming out from the side of RVRC. Here comes... Oh! The vacuum wall on the 3, they're melting. Baba, he did the deed, but here comes the arena to answer the BKBs as well. And Minimal pumping out so much damage, Believer gonna fall as well. And Tembusu, they make it look easy. Leonidas, he's a bit late to the party, but he's here to play. But melts down immediately, forcing the buybacks out. They need to use them all. 3 use, but Minimal, so many Eye of the Storm charges coming out. BKB TP out.
Oh,
And he'll be A-okay, but here comes Kyoko with the Hex forward and the Inkswell. Leonidas, the spear, they caught him into the trees, they caught Lab Waffle, that's a Lich down, that's a dieback, and a buyback finally from Baba on this Darkseer. But is it too little, too late? Believer now tanking a lot of damage, but here comes the Darkseer illusions, they take down the Aghanims, take down the Aegis on this PA, Nirvana gonna fall as well. And last but not least is Prince. What can he do on this PA? He's left with no one to help him, and he's gonna end up falling. It's a really expensive fight for RVRC to win, but they managed to clean it up in the end. It looked really scary for them.
They're gonna have to force buybacks here.
Yeah.
They're gonna run it down, force as many buybacks as they can, maybe even go for GG. Unlikely though.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna end so soon, as 3 buybacks like we see available for all the dead members on the side right now. Of course, Robber though, he just bought back for this, so he's gonna have to be a bit careful. If they roll in and just pick him off, he's gonna melt in an instant, as we've seen time and time again.
PA buying something? Secret shop? Korea secret shop?
I don't know whether he has enough money for it, but you don't really have a lot of time. Your base is starting to fall apart, and okay, here comes the PA buyback. They're gonna ditch for this. They still have Lingering Vision, but they're gonna leave it like that.
Dagon picked up from the Grim Stroke, just getting as much burst damage as he can, single target burst damage. Ooh, Dagon 3 coming on the courier.
For who? The Ogre?
For the Grim Stroke.
Ooh, this could be so scary. He already represents so much magic burst, right? If he catches them off guard, it could be a real disaster. He does so much damage. He got the 50% stroke of fate damage as well, my god.
I didn't realize Refresher Shot actually had a cooldown to a 200-second cooldown.
Oh, does it? I didn't either, actually. The hell? That's a lot.
You only got 2 Eye of the Storms out. Actually, no, you got 3, but...
I mean, that's still kind of nutty, right?
That's still pretty intense. If they didn't get that fight, he might have just ended it with the Eye of the Storm.
Yeah, I think good thing they brought back there, because if they didn't, it's literally just curtains, right? As we are literally 1 minute away from tier 5 items again. What is with the NUS fellas, and doing this? Any clue?
Only thinking bad thoughts, man. I ain't got anything PC for this.
Okay, well let's alright. So I don't mean to set you up, but yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, things petering out.
Bad thoughts.
Alright, relax. Okay, I mean, this game is starting to peter out a little bit, and so is my bladder. It's not really cooperating. I've been chugging water, and I have a notoriously small bladder. You know what's the funniest thing? As in, this no flame to the guy who organized it, of course, but obviously, one Dota game, like one full match of Dota, like official, right? It's gonna take way more than 1 hour. Like, especially with the breaks, the pauses, the setups, the remakes. We're into like, what? 1.5 hours of this game, and it's not even done yet, as we are breaching 60-minute mark in 5 seconds. What items are gonna make the difference here, Jerry?
To be honest, I think we just need more items on the supports at this point. If we get like the Scythe onto that Ogre and he gets a good multicast, he could really make a huge impact in the team fights. Because right now the carries are
this is a little dicey. Robert showing himself the parallel wall and the punches. This Ogre is gonna melt. He's gonna die for that. And Minimal getting caught up as well, but has the BKB, so Leonidas doesn't want to commit too hard. As I say that though, another roll forward. This man, no fear whatsoever. The kick back, blocked by the Linkins, and BK. Ooh!
Oh.
I mean, okay, BKB forced out, but once again, this Razor, his BKB's at like 6 seconds already, so it's not that big of a deal, unless they can make use of like this 65 window that is down. But apart from that, yeah.
Yeah. I still think in the terms of the question you asked me just now, what items would be big here? I think Aghanims. Oh wait, he does have Aghanims on Jakiro. Shit. Maybe he gets a refresher, he could really do a lot more. Just lay down 2 Macropyres, they can't fight anywhere. Any illusions they create just dies. except
Yeah,
for the
that's
Grimstroke
true.
one.
I feel like the Jakiro Macropire is something that is not usually quite talked about, right? Because like you know, you just kind of lay it down. It doesn't last very long, but with the Aghanim Scepter, it literally just sits there for ages.
Yep.
Wait, does it? Am I dumb? Yeah,
I mean,
duration by 20 seconds. Yeah, it sits there for like 30 seconds, like half a minute. Like, what the damn hell?
yeah, if you're able to get them to fight on your turn, on your goddamn out, there's not much they can do to fight you. You just lay down a Macropire on the tier 4s, force down the towers, that they might not want to jump you, but
Yeah, the Bloodseeker can't actually afford to run through that without the BKB of some sort, so they need to be a
it
bit
goes to
careful.
BKB, right?
Yeah,
Aghanim?
it does.
Oh, they can't do anything.
Yeah,
actually.
it becomes pure damage and pierces spell immunity. So Jakiro starting to get a little scary. They get Book of Shadows, which I think is quite a huge item for them. Being able to go untargeted is quite insane, and Ex Machina as well, as if the Razor needed any more refresh to his abilities. I mean his
Oh.
items. I don't think
That's
it works on
actually
Refresher though.
huge. It doesn't work on Refresher.
Yeah, it shouldn't because that's a bit too. Yeah, except Refresher Orb.
But that's insane though.
It's basically like triple BKB in a way.
Yeah,
but,
triple
he,
BKB,
but I mean, at
triple
this point, he has
engage.
like what, 20 BKBs in one shot. They're gonna start this Rosh up though, and the full-fledged, but at this point, the only person who doesn't really have an Aghanim Scepter is this Bloodseeker, but like we said, the Rupture could play such a huge part. And this Bloodseeker hitting away, gets all the goods for himself. And oh, Baba has the Aghanim Scepter, should probably pass it to this, I mean, I guess it could be the Lich as well, but I really think it should be this Bloodseeker, right?
Most likely, it seems
Huh.
like the better choice.
He's holding on to it though. This is interesting. Maybe just no
Maybe
inventory
he's-
space.
Yeah, no inventory space, seems like it. I love that picture of Mason. Big papa chunk Mason.
Alright, relax.
Oh, have we seen any of the tier 5 pickups?
Yeah, so okay, let's take a quick look at that, right? So Pirate's Hat for Believer, with Telescope for Lamp Waffles, Arcanist Armor for Leonidas, so that's really huge. Seer Stone for Grimstroke and
Ooh.
Trickster Cloak. So honestly, not super high impact ones, but ones that do the job. They actually have an Apex, but they're opting not to use it. And on the side of Tembusu, they have Ogre Magi with the Telescope. They have Ex Machina for PA actually. They're gonna try and have double charges of both the BKB as well as the Abyssal and the Satanic. Minimal has the Book of Shadows, which I think is huge. Nirvana has the Fallen Sky, which I also think is huge. And Timeless Relic for General Kenobi just, I think, fits the bill. Both teams just cowering in their own bases at this point.
They have one more item they can get. What do you think would be a big item for them actually?
I'm not too sure. I need to double check. Oh wait, I think they have an Apex. Oh no, they have a Book of Shadows as well. Huh. Yeah, I have no idea. I need to... Oh, okay. It's gonna be a Stygian. Oh, this
That's
is the
big.
money, baby. This is what we came to see. Divine Rapier 65 minutes in. What is gonna be the move though? RVRC, they're just holding strong in their fort. They don't want to come out and risk it. But I don't know about this one. I really don't. It's starting to get really scary here as both teams are gonna start venturing out. They don't really have a lot of vision to work with, and here comes the smoke. This could be the final fight that decides it all, Jerry.
I'm excited. I want to see some big combinations from
Yeah, we
both teams.
already saw RVRC execute these amazing team fights. The scan hits right on the money. Leo gonna roll straight forward. He sees them there. The pings are coming out. General Kenobi needs to be careful. Gets knocked up and linked together. Nirvana, the BKB, and the Soulbite along with the Dagons. They're gonna chop down Nirvana. Has a buyback to work with General Kenobi as well though. Lays down the Macropire but normal punch away. Now these two heroes, they do have buyback. So it's not over just yet. The items, they can get refreshed up. The players, they can get back to the fight. But the buybacks here, the only one missing it is this PA. 10 seconds off the clock, and with that, Divine Rapier buyout doesn't actually have the buyback goal anymore. Believer is just going to charge forward with this Aegis. And here comes the buyback from the Jakiro. General Kenobi back into the fray. No Macropire for 30 though. Ooh, so much damage onto Believer. He has to be so careful. And Baba, it's really all going to be on him to see whether he can set something up, right? Because it's him and Leonidas. They've just been such annoying factors. And okay. Ooh, so much damage. They need to be so careful. Every single stifling dagger just with the Divine Rapier as well as the Stygian. Here comes the vacuum on the Black Prince, the blink forward. Just a little bit of a bait though. They don't want to overcommit. And 40 seconds until
that vision.
Yeah,
if
they were
had
just
that vision, they might have just gone on Grimstroke, Dark Fortune.
Yeah. And I heard a surge. What was that about? Nothing much at the moment. Here comes the stun out. Needs to be careful. Parallel walls as well, but Believer falling low. Rolls right into Ice Buff, and there is gonna be the Aegis. Refreshed up from Minimal. The Soul Bind gonna keep them together. And here comes the Ice Fire. Chain Frost bouncing around. So much magic damage. Black Prince, where's your BKB? That's the Divine out of the picture. No buyback for your PA. And is it over, Jerry?
Looks like it. Bloodseeker has the Divine. Oh no.
That is not how you wanted your fight to go. They managed to clear up the PA and the Razor. It looked like a bit of a dart initiation from the side of TB, but they're turning it back around onto Leonidas, but the vacuum puts Nirvana in a bit of a weird spot. Leonidas is living through it, the roll out as well. They can't get their hands on him. And Believer just killing away, no fear whatsoever. Here comes Baba as well, no mana though. Normal punch is enough. They've speared the Darkseer back, trying to run out of the situation and knocks out the Mars. Incapacitates him for a moment. Robert just trying to use up, trying to buy the time. But here comes Believer. Full HP, full mana, nothing to fear. Kyoko as well. And the Dagon for good measure, not even needed. As the entire side of Tembu just get wiped out. And what a game!
That was intense. What a engage from RVRC. It's crazy, man. They got exactly what they wanted. They baited them out with the Bloodseeker Aegis. Crazy.
Yeah, it looked a bit scary for them at the start, right? Because the Bloodseeker just melted so quickly, but the initiate and the counters were there. Leonidas and Baba every single time. And I think biggest MVP of that fight, unspoken, is this Lich, right? The fact that as soon as he saw the Soulbound, he just threw out his Chain Frost and the Ice Fire, and from there it just bounced around so much, and by the time the BKBs expired, it just ripped the health bars of RVRC to shreds, and the PA can't stand up to that. Let's take a look at the scoreboard real quick as we see the damage dealt. I bet, yeah, look at the damage. 47k and almost 50k dealt by Believer, and really well-deserved win from them. I mean, Black Prince, he really tried to play his heart out, but at the end of the day, the Divine Rapier, it's a Hail Mary move after all, and it's so hard to play when, you don't have that setup and they're just hounding for you.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. He didn't have buyback in that last fight either, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's
because he bought out the Divine Rapier, so that was just it already.
Yeah, no chance to try and fight back, get back the Divine Rapier, try and hold it out.
Yeah.
So unfortunate timing, but hey, it is what it is.
It do be what it do, bro. But I mean, once again, one thing's for sure, right? Tembusu, they produce entertaining ass games. Every single game I've cast of theirs so far has gone to a whole ass, like what, 60 minutes? So I don't even know what is up. But with that said, I've been holding my bladder for a bit too long, so we're gonna go for a short break first. We'll be right back, like really quick, I promise. But yeah, we'll be right back. Just hang on for a little bit. Be right back, my friends.